Good. We'll go ahead and call to order while we're standing. We'll go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor Brian Ayers.
Present.
Brandon Carrico.
Present.
Dana Clark. Not present. Dana Strange.
Here. Mark
McAfee.
Here.
Attorney Stephen Hugo.
Present.
And Clerk General Lord Sheriff.
Everybody's had a chance to look at the minutes from last month. And to make a motion to approve the minutes for last month.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. Lord had a typo in the original, just see that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Old business, well, new business, public works request. I think, Bo, you're gonna step in for Daniel, we've got another conflict tonight.
In the order that he's got it down here, we've got the 3 acres that we purchased out on 231 by the wastewater treatment plant. I believe Daniel had been in contact with Cole Walker, trying to come in and straighten up some of the mess that we've got, with the exception of all the concrete. We still got the guy coming to do the crushing to make the stone. So, and then it would also possibly involve installing some of that 60-inch culvert that we're gonna put in that ditch to be able to make a way on top of the hill by the gate from the wastewater plant into that field, so that we can have more control over who goes in there and dumps, and we're working on that as well. Coming up with a plan and policy to try and prevent illegal dumping of materials that we can't handle or manage. So his quote is $120 an hour for the equipment to clean up new industrial park. Includes an hourly rate to remove trees, clean up debris, install new culvert pipe, replace 2 existing failing culverts on the roadway that goes into the wastewater plant. And he's putting a cap on it for approximately $5,000 at approximately 41 hours of labor. He's got down here, this is crucial to the advancement of the project of closing off the dump site for the community to be signed and approved by the city employee and utilize the dumping fees as previously discussed, which kind of been talking about it in the meeting, but we met with Dana and trying to come up with a policy and procedure suitable for that property.
Yeah, I think you guys are gonna sit down Thursday again and go over and finalize everything on that. We'll get that taken care of.
So
I will say the culverts that need to replace, right now we've got a sheet of metal across the road there, and it's a narrow road going into the wastewater plant, so it is a must that has to get done before we lose the whole road. It's already, like I said, we got a 1/2-inch plate metal across that right now, 3/8.
3/8.
Yeah, so.
And the hole's getting big.
Yeah. So we want to entertain a motion to move forward with this proposal.
And I would say, I mean, this is probably one of
one phase out of 5. I mean, we got the concrete that's gonna be going in there, the fence at some point we're gonna put up and make it a little nicer and stuff, but this has to happen to be able to get that other stuff going, so. So I would make a motion. I mean, the price he's got, if it's only 41 hours, would be another $238 more than the 5,000, so, I'd make a motion to do it.
I'll second it.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we've got annually, we do well testing and filter testing at the water treatment plant. And we try to clean 2 wells every year, keep them in rotation and keep them water quality good and everything operating in proper condition that it's designed to. I have an estimate from Lane for 2 wells, well number 1 and well number 5, doing a tank cleaning, which that may be foreign to you, but we're familiar with it, and that's what we recommend. Well number 1, the tank cleaning at $18,500, and a surge cleaning for well number 5 at $28,500. Those are up from a little bit from previous quotes from previous years, but I know that they hadn't really raised their prices for us for a long time.
Well, how often do you guys do this?
We try to clean 2 wells every year.
Every year? But the surge cleaning, that's like the entire system though, right? That's just the well?
One well, it's a different technique, it's
Okay.
a different. Well number 5's heavy in iron and manganese. And the last time we cleaned it, we did tank cleaning, and it did not much down.
Okay.
We have 6 wells.
So we try to clean 2 every year, that way they're on a 3-year cleaning cycle. The tank cleaning, they don't dismantle the pump or anything, they just have a big tank, and they pump the water down in the aquifer, and then pump it back out, and they do that several times. With the surge cleaning, they've got a big rig that goes down in the well with big discs that run up and down the screen.
Almost bores it out like?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanna make a motion to approve these necessary.
Is Lane the one that we normally use?
Yeah.
Formerly Reynolds.
I'll make the motion, we go ahead and proceed with this project.
We got a motion by Mark, second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Question, Larry. If this is a 3-year cycle, would that not be incorporated into the budget since it's a yearly cost?
Be what?
Would you not incorporate that into your budget since that's gonna be a kind of yearly cost? If you're gonna do 2 wells a year?
Good question.
Water and sewer are unbudgeted per se. Comes out O&M. Not a line item. Due to the expense, it's still, irregardless, it's still bringing forward to the Board of Works and Council for their approval.
That way everybody knows what's going on. It's
I just,
standard procedure,
if you're in a rotation, that's why I asked.
but good question.
Next, we've got a meter change out. We're almost complete with all the residential meters as far as getting them changed out and converted to the radio reads. It's been a long process.
20-some plus years.
Yeah, well, there were several years that we skipped. But now we have to approach the larger meters, anything from inch to 3 inch. And I don't know that he's got it broke down in here. But we do have a quote from Utility Supply, keeping the Neptune meters, which is what we've used for a long, long time. And that's what our programming's set up for. So there was an email that was sent out by Daniel. And this would be split over several months. They wouldn't bill us because a lot of these meters have to be ordered. They're not a stock item. But the grand total is $43,446.67.
That would not be billed all at one time either, because it would depend on how quick the meters get billed and what they have in stock, so it'd be over several months. We probably wouldn't get the first ones for 3 or 4 months, if we're lucky.
I think you went ahead and placed a partial order, and we're getting some of the 1 inch and kind of a variety, but it looks to me like there's 10 1-inch meters, 8 1.5-inch meters, 9 2-inch meters. I would say 12 2-inch meters. There may be 2 different lay lengths here. 2 3-inch meters, and the rest are apparatuses for the radio and transmitter. Some odds and ends, flanges and bolts.
So when you talk about the 3-inch meter, what would that go? I mean, what type of, is that a business or
Yes,
Is that a
yeah,
business
these are
that has
all businesses.
that has more water rate that they use?
Yeah, I
or-
think the school has a 3-inch meter.
Okay. That's a good, I just wanted to get a good point of reference, so.
And by design, these meters, we're losing money right now.
Yeah.
I mean, A, due to the age, because they're probably 20 plus years old. And B, technology's changed. And these new meters, it's called a Mach 10, it'll pick up 1/4 of a gallon.
Yeah.
So, you know, if they've got a toilet dripping or something like that, it's gonna pick it up. Where right now, if they've got a small leak, it's just passing right through. And that's pretty much the same for all these meters, but the large meters, 1 inch and up, they're a Mach 10. And they're very sensitive to water flow.
And when when a water meter goes bad, it doesn't increase the flow for, it actually doesn't pick up the flow like it should.
Yeah.
So like Bo says, we're losing money because it doesn't pick up everything as it should.
So the grand total was $43,467.
Bo, do you know, does that bring us up then to having pretty well everything radio ready?
That will have everything radio read. And I'm pretty sure that also consists of the 3 booster stations or wholesale stations, 2 for Davies County, 1 for East Fork.
So we get that, then we started this back in 2003, when we did the water upgrades at that point, so that 23 years later, we're finally gonna get where we need to be. So, and the other stuff right now, I think we have to replace the transponders and stuff every once in a while on that, they go bad.
I think the battery life on those things is 20 years. And it's a sealed unit, the battery and everything. You can't just pop out a battery and put new ones in it. It's all one component.
So I need a motion. Can I get my copy back, please? Anybody want to entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We got a motion by Dana. Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And lastly, upgrading our tractor. I believe currently it's a 2014 Kubota with a 33 horse motor on it possibly. We solicited quotes from Boyd's Bobcat of Davies County, and Hudson John Deere. They're not really comparable quotes because John Deere didn't quote comparatively to the same size. So I'll just give you what we feel is best for the city. The Bobcat is 58 horse, open cab tractor at $23,778.64. And the John Deere quote was John Deere 40 horsepower. So you're losing 18 horsepower, and it was at $26,272.46. That would be divided between water, sewer, and MVH. So we're recommending the Bobcat 58 horse tractor, which is bigger and cheaper. And again, it was at $23,778.64. Divided between the 3 departments, it's a hair under $8,000 department.
Are we hanging on to our boat or is it trading?
That's trading in.
Trading in.
I think,
$13,000.
yeah, they were allowing 13,000.
This is the price after the trade-in.
23,778.
After trading, yeah.
I apologize, I should have gave you guys a copy.
Who bid on this, Bo?
Bobcat of Davies County
Yeah.
and Hudson John Deere.
Garage Jasper. I know this is one of the lines I brought up at the last meeting that, when I asked what we needed on equipment still, and this was the one thing because we had the brush hog that's actually too big for the other one kind of.
And when we bought the brush hog, it was sized for that tractor, but it was peaking its capability.
Yeah.
You get in the wrong position, the front end's gonna stand up on the tractor.
So how long is this bid good for?
Usually 30 days, I
Expiration date February.
This is something they have in stock.
think. Yes, Bobcat is in stock, that specific tractor. I think there was one, I think I'd have to look at the quotes again. There was one that they had to order, and I'm sure John Deere had to order. So yeah, if you table it, then we'll have to go
New quote.
ask for new quotes.
Yeah.
Their quotes, everything changes 30 days anymore.
It usually goes up. Everything goes.
I can make it. I'll make the motion to go ahead with this.
So Mark make a motion to go ahead. Purchase the Bobcat.
I'll second that purchase.
Okay. Mark, Brandon, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Go ahead and give me department head report on here.
No?
Okay.
We're gonna keep you here a little longer.
Next.
All right. I will have Bo help out on this a little bit too, and I know Dana's, been in talks and helping out, appreciate that greatly. Internet out at the wastewater facility, got a price from RTC, and Bo, you correct me if I misspeak on anything here, but, currently if something goes wrong out the wastewater plant, we got bells and whistles that go off. And it's a huge maintenance as far as getting people out, running around, checking on everything. The SCADA system out the water plant is on the internet, and if something goes wrong out there, it just pops up on our phones, we know what's going on, and don't have to run all over the place. So to get internet, since there's nothing down there, RTC, they have to come off of the Y at 231 and 50, and to get it out there, then you gotta run another almost 1,000 feet up to the building, $28,500. That is cheap compared to what we were originally looking at. It was way up there, but they will spread that over 5 years, over 60 months. Divide that 28.5 over 60 months interest free, so we can either pay it all at once or do it over 5 years. I'd recommend you just do it over the 5 years. There's no sense in, offering that at no interest, but it's something we do need out there because of some upcoming upgrades that are gonna have to be done. Is that correct, Will?
Yes.
And there's no other service around.
No, there's no other fiber or nothing out there.
Yeah. So,
I personally have RTC at home, they're very reliable if you have a problem.
plus the other thing we're looking at doing, we get this set up there for the yard waste area and everything that we have out there is a camera system out there, so we can check on stuff for illegal dumping and everything. So it's something that's needed out there. We don't wanna get in a situation like we had down in Industrial Park where people dumping trash or construction, stuff like this. It's a way that we'll be able to monitor and see what's going on. If someone does something like that, then we can deal with it.
So I originally went out there with Bo and Daniel, and we looked at the different systems, and I always asked them about the SCADA system, and we talked about if RTC, because back then RTC was about 88,000 to run it out there, not just 28. So we were talking about Starlink, and if we do the SCADA system, the Starlink won't be reliable enough to be able to work it. They'll be there, you'll have it, but the reliability won't be there. So
we're not 100% that reliability would be there, Starlink.
Yeah. So, and then of course we need it for the waste yard that we're gonna put together here and with the cameras and stuff. So eventually we're hoping that if we get the SCADA system in there, that the 2 or 3 people that man that wastewater will be able to not be there all the time and can work other missions in the city. So, but we'll see.
Well, currently, if something goes down, we'd have to add the SCADA eventually, but currently if something goes down, the only thing we've got is audible bells and whistles.
Yeah, and you gotta be there.
And nobody sees it or hears it until the following morning it goes down at night.
Yep.
We have monitoring on all of our lift stations, but things at the wastewater plant are just as critical.
But we're looking at it for more than just one thing. We're looking at it for wastewater. We're looking at it for the waste yard, the cameras and different things. So I would make a motion to pass it with the RTC. Hopefully we can still talk them into doing services south of town too. So past where we're at, but I'd make that motion.
Okay, got a motion, Dana,
I'll second it.
second by Brandon, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next item up is, set a date. What we'd like to do is set a date to have all the elected officials and whoever serves on the board stuff, just to go out there, visit the wastewater plant, even the water plant, and see how it operates and see what it takes. So everybody's got a better understanding on it. You can ask questions. So, you guys, we can set this as a date on a Saturday or whatever. I know during the week it's gonna be tough because most everybody works. But is there a time that would work best for anybody? Asking the board here and also the council members that's out here in the chambers.
Mhm.
But, I mean, like Saturday,
I can do a Friday.
Yeah.
Convenient for
that's right,
everybody.
you're off on Fridays, but you still work other places, but you
Yes.
can make, yeah.
You open
So
both days.
does a Friday work for someone, everybody else down the road?
Just
You want to
depends
just
on
set a
the-
date, time and date? It'd have to be in the evening, later on for you though, wouldn't it, Doug?
After what?
Well, we could do this Friday. I'm off.
Valentine's Day, you wanna do it on Saturday?
Well,
I can do this Friday.
Buck's off this Friday, so, cause otherwise he'd be working, so if I wanna do it this Friday, it would be a good time to do it. 6 o'clock in the morning? I know Mike's up at that time, I don't know about anybody else.
I
Maybe, no.
What time works best for you gentlemen?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Huh?
That'd be fine.
9? Dave, Carol, Mike, 9, okay, this Friday, 9 AM?
It's only gonna be a 20-minute tour, right?
Depends how many questions are asked, once you show them.
I don't work on Fridays.
Yeah, the other part of that, you'll be able to see what, what we have on the facilities and what we have sitting outside and that needs to be inside and just how, what we need to take a look at, getting things more organized and hopefully that if everything comes through on the, SRF side of things with some stuff, other stuff we're looking at, and we can get a building, then, that would greatly help things out a lot as well. 'Cause we got equipment sitting out that we just don't have any room to put inside, and the longer we let it sit out, the harder it is, so. Plus, we got materials that sit outside. Okay,
I was gonna say, we got the pre-con Friday at 9. For those two.
okay. Sorry about that, thank you.
How long is that supposed to
How long
last?
that pre-con last? 20 minutes, half hour. Can we do 10 o'clock Friday? Okay, let's do 10 o'clock Friday. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up, Trey.
Oh, shit, you're good now.
Well, I left my phone in the office for a reason. I wish I would've had it. Okay. Next up, police personnel. Okay. Case, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great, how are you there?
Doing well. Case has been in here since the, 18th?
Full time, yeah, around that.
Yeah, okay. Hired Case in as a captain,
Yes, sir.
and at this time, I'm gonna do two things, maybe four. I'm gonna promote Case up to assistant chief, and then we'll get you sworn in as assistant chief, and then after that, I'm gonna swear you in as chief.
Sounds good to me.
So you're gonna make a jump right there, so you're gonna be our new chief for the city of police.
I look forward to it, thank you.
And, from what I've seen, that, you guys have been doing, you and Jared, in the way some things are going on, they're doing an excellent job.
Do you have a list somewhere of who the city police are? I mean, other than looking in the report, I don't know who the city police
We
are.
only have 4 right now.
So John Wagner's leaving then.
He's gone.
He's already gone.
Already gone?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have, Dylan Purcell and, Leighton Seals.
Okay.
So,
And ma'am, just to hit on that too, what we're gonna do is we have a department Facebook page. We
Okay.
are gonna get some, headshots done of all the officers and put out names. That way you can kind of get to know them
Yeah.
for people that are on social media.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'd like to get something together. We can actually do a kind of meet and greet.
Yeah.
That way everybody can get to know everybody.
and also that brings up, I think, as city council members and mayor, board of works members and stuff like that, park board, we gotta get headshots of everybody to put on our webpage too as well for the appropriate boards and everything. So, we got an email on that from, our IT person. And now I guess, I could let Case do this, but I think Case won't hurt if I do this, but I'm gonna move up, Jared to captain, cause he had to wait to get captain because we brought Case in first, so. And then, I'd like to go ahead and see him as assistant chief.
Sounds great to me.
So we'll get swear in afterwards, each section, so we got a paper trail and go from there. I want to congratulate you guys and
Thank you, Mayor.
appreciate
Thank you,
what
Mayor.
you guys are doing and the direction you're taking the police department. We've got some stability there and, a lot of things going on and appreciate that.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
So Mayor, before you get started with that, can kind of talk a little bit about yourself, Case, a little bit for just for the people in the room and stuff. I know you come with a lot of experience, a lot of, so.
I'm 36 years old, born and raised in Montgomery, so not too far away. My wife is Tasha. We've got 4 kids together. She's originally from Loogootee here. Graduated from Loogootee High School in 2009. We live just northwest of town here, and we're actually planning to build this year out on Reinhardt Road. So we want to make Loogootee and Martin County our home. I've been a police officer for a little over 15 years now. Got experience as a supervisor in the emergency response team, or what would be a SWAT team, being a canine handler. I've been a detective, worked narcotics, and worked with the DEA task force out of Evansville. So just a little bit of my experience. I feel like I can use that to really push our department to be more professional and service the citizens and the community the way it should be.
I know the mayor and the board of works already know about you. I just wanted to
Yes.
make sure everybody else knew about you too. And
And
we're
I'll
very
be on
fortunate
meetings
to have that
if
type
anybody
of
has any
experience.
questions,
Yeah.
and we're happy to answer any questions you have, and I'm always available.
Thank you,
And
Case.
the good thing about with Case and Jared is, their years of experience that they have and the city's always had, that's one of our biggest downfalls is no one's there. We've always had someone here 1 or 2, 3 years and that's it. So now we've got some people that's got a lot of years behind them and can do a lot of things. So
Very fortunate.
very fortunate at that point, yes. Okay.
Mayor, if I may, with that, since we're on the police department topic, I know we discussed it at our department head meeting, and just a meeting you and I had separately. I'd like to request permission from the Board of Works. That being said, like you mentioned, we do have 4 full-time officers. I'd like to request permission to go ahead and open up our hiring process to fill the vacant spots that we do have. Be able to run that for a minimum of 2 weeks. I know we do have some current applications sitting in my desk, and I'd like to be able to post that so we can show other people out via social media and just in person what we can offer as a department and get some qualified candidates in to help us do what we want to do within the city.
You're talking 2 patrolmen, right?
Yes, 2 patrolmen.
I'll make a motion that he opens the process.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Special meeting February 17th, 5:30 PM at the high school, correct?
So that one's not, this one was for this, where's that?
Oh, that's right, 'cause that's the same night.
Yep, that's what we need to-
This is for the, community crossings, grant for the funding for the, roads. That's next
Do we need to change it?
Tuesday. No, this needs to stay the way it is, cause we gotta get those out, get the bids back, and get all that information in we're on time frame here, so. The reason why we have to do this special meeting is because there's a lot of changes made at the last minute, last Friday. We were on the phone and going back and forth and stuff, and there was a lot of different addendums we had to make and change, so the 2 contractors bidding it did not have enough time to get everything ready for tonight, so they asked if we could hold off a week, so that's the reason we are doing that. So next Tuesday, cause Monday's a holiday, and let's come back here 5:30 and have a short meeting. they'll get the bids in, we'll open the bids and go from there.
17th.
So that's that. So next item, got a call earlier, or later today, I guess it was, and asked me to get this on the agenda, and I said it wasn't no problem. So the, call group would like to go ahead and get the dates. They've requested the dates here for their, farmer's market down at the pavilion. And they've got all the dates listed here. They started using that last year. The only thing that I would ask is that you get a current certificate of insurance into our clerk treasurer's office. I don't, at this particular, I don't think it's gonna interfere with anything that we have going on. If it's in the morning,
It's the second and fourth
right,
Saturdays.
yeah, and it's always in the morning till what, noon or so?
We're doing 9 to.
We're gonna do 9 to 1.
Yeah.
Start a
So
little
if
earlier.
anything, if we have an event that comes up on any of those, you know, most of ours is gonna be in the evening, if we have a band or
There's
something
no,
comes in.
there's no setup or any, I mean,
Right.
everything will disappear at 1 o'clock,
Right.
so.
So, need someone to make a motion to approve this.
I'll make the motion.
Also,
You want them to fill out an application first?
May I make a statement on that? You know, our name, I mean, we helped build the area. Part of the grant process that was given was, we were on the application. We are part of that grant process. And just, because there are no added things that we need, I'd just like to ask for this, that we not have to be required to fill out an application. Just because we helped build the area.
What's your legal?
I mean, as of right now,
I don't know what happened.
we've got I think all groups need to, if they wanna use the pavilion area, gonna have to fill out the application.
It wouldn't take much.
There's no
to fill it
fees
out.
associated with it.
No.
Same thing we filled out last year,
Yeah.
just like.
Yeah,
no
Yeah,
fee.
just the dates and everything. I mean, we can go ahead and get it approved based on the filling of the application.
That way we have a say and we get to see the insurance.
Yeah, and we're trying to keep everything.
We're covering it down, yeah.
Okay. Who wants to make that motion?
I'll make a motion, we'll accept it.
Okay, got a motion by Mark,
The dates that's.
I'll second.
Brandon, all in favor?
All right.
That's
Okay.
contingent on
So
the
you guys are good?
application.
The application is
Might
gonna
wanna
copy this
clarify that.
certificate of,
That's contingent on the application.
yeah, contingent on the
Is that,
application and the
that
certificate of
online?
insurance.
Is it online or do we get it at the clerk treasurer's office?
Yeah.
Lori's going.
At Lori's office.
I do have one more thing too. I don't know if anybody else got a letter in the mail this morning, but I got one and it's signed by an individual complaining about Red Wing Trailer Court. Had pictures and the whole 9 yards. I got another one on email, threw it away from concerned citizen. I don't even really remember what it was about, just wanting to clean up something else.
Well, there is a place there at the end of when you first come in, at that end, that they've been tearing down and stuff like that. And, the way the law is, it's kinda crazy, but when you start tearing something down, they can take up to 2 years. And the problem is that it takes money and it's not, you know, I don't know what their financial situation is and stuff like that.
He just
but-
wanted me to address it at the meeting tonight, so it's been addressed.
I know Justin's aware of what's going on down there.
Yeah.
So yes, but thank you.
There's several properties down there like that.
So I brought it up.
Well, if I could add 2 cents to that from my knowledge on that, there are trailers down there that are sold to these corporations through tax sale, and you can't track them down. And if you do go through that process and then ask if they'll sell it, I mean, there's a mobile home down there that's sitting there with holes in the roof and the whole 9 yards,
No underpinning.
and they're wanting 35,000 for it, you know? So, I think those that are under that issue, I don't know whether the city's gonna have to file a lawsuit or something, but I mean, nobody's gonna buy that.
No, we were discussing earlier is that if the trailer it's earmarked as a trailer court, okay? It's
For mobile home
it's
park.
a mobile home park, so if
It
they
is, but it legally.
move out, you can bring one in, but one thing we need to take a look at, and Dana brought this up, is that if one goes out and they wanna bring one in, we can set it that it has to be at least a certain year or newer.
True, but I think the other route you can go is that, I think if you officially look that up, it's, yeah, I mean, I do realize, I was on the zoning board, that it went through as a trailer court, but legally it is not a trailer court.
Red Wing?
Red Wing.
Okay.
It's gotta be 4 or 5 trailers owned by one person, and there's not a lot, well, the only lots down there are owned by Mr. Taylor on the other end, and those aren't the ones that need to be cleaned
Well,
up.
that would change Sunset status then, right? On Sunset Court?
No,
Because they're all owned individually.
no, but the land is owned by one
The
person.
land
I'm
is
sorry, I'm
owned.
talking about the land itself.
Okay.
That's owned by one individual, Sunset.
And
Okay.
that just changed with Red Wing though in the last, what, 10 years or so?
Oh, no, I think that's been the problem with Red Wing, is that it was sold individually and then,
It's no longer managed really.
Time flies.
right,
Nobody manages it as a trailer.
yeah, nobody manages it.
We need to take a look at that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Judge O'Brien was still involved in that when they sold that off in individual lots.
Wow. That's
To
been a long
dissolve
time
it
ago.
as a trailer park.
I don't even know if I was born then. Okay,
Teresa, thanks for bringing that up.
yes.
I mean,
Appreciate
that's
it.
just the information I know about the place, it's,
Okay. All right, next item, utility adjustments.
I know Danny's not here and he's usually part of the crew that we deal this with, but I'm really having a problem with these ones that are over 100,000 gallons, over their normal average. One of them's over here, it's 350,000 over its normal average. Another one on the back is 130,000 over its normal average. I guess I'm looking at, Bo, I'm looking for a little bit more information on this, and then maybe we need to pass an ordinance that if it goes over 100,000 gallons, that it's,
That's not our water, so,
okay.
and we're at the we don't know about the usage until they send us the meter readings. no matter
Who's the
what.
water? Is it East Fork?
No, it's Davies County.
Davis
water.
County.
So that's our sewer, but not our water.
But it still affects their systems, right? I guess unless it's a leak into the ground, it still affects their system?
If it affected our system, it wouldn't be on there for an adjustment, so yeah, it's an outside, external leak, does not go through the sewer.
Okay. I feel a little bit better about it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody, unless they're just not there, cause
Well, I'm thinking the one down here where they have an average of 600, and then their usage was 354,200. That's probably someone that's gone.
Yeah.
So it's a seasonal place. It's out there at Boggs.
yeah, keep in mind, if it did go down the sewer, they would be on there.
Okay.
And it's not water adjustments, they're adjusting the sewer that's not being utilized
Okay.
due to a leak.
Do we have something in the system for any water that goes over 100,000 gallons like that?
No.
Maybe we need to look at that. I don't know.
And we couldn't control that one on the West Bog side of things
Yeah.
anyway.
It has to be our system, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some write-offs on here.
Mhm.
And there is one water and wastewater adjustment. The leak was in our meter setter, our apparatus.
Okay.
It was on the customer side of the meter, but in our meter setter.
We may talk a little bit about it on Thursday when we're working together on the other stuff, but I'll go ahead and make a motion to pass it the way it is,
I'll say,
based off what Bo's saying.
We got Dana, Mark, all in favor?
All right.
Department reports, real quick. Chief, fire chief.
Real quick, that was a mistake. We had 30 runs for the month of January, 21 medical and 9 fire. I'm gonna pull a little plug here real quick. We did put on 7 new members. That's pretty good assets for our department and stuff. A lot of them are gonna be, some of them are gonna be available during day and things like that. They still have to go through the process. They're probationary firefighters. They'll still have to go through some of the fire 1 and 2 and stuff like that, and some training. Some have it, some have the qualifications and stuff, and then some have partials. If you want, I can tell you the names later, or I can give it to you now. right now the wrap is done on the trailer that I asked for. It's out here in the bay if you guys ever want to look at it. They did a great job. Here probably for too long, we're gonna actually start cutting out the inside to make it a fire prevention worthy. The new addition was put in at the south side a couple weeks ago, so that 2-room bay that I asked for. Appreciate that. So if you guys want to look at it, just give me a call or talk to one of the firefighters. We can show it to you. Another thing is next month, I said I was always going to do this when I want to put quotes and stuff out there and justifications. Next month, before the meeting, you'll have in your email, Board of Works and the council as well, of possibly looking at some new radios. The VHF's going away. A lot of them are going digital. So the radios we have are good. The problem is when we get north of town, we cannot talk to anybody because there's no repeater. Now we can probably get a system up there to put a repeater up there, but it's only going to be a Band-Aid until everything goes digital. Police department can attest to that. We cannot talk to them. We cannot talk to, the only thing we can talk to is dispatch, as long as they're listening to VHF. We cannot talk to sheriff's department, cannot talk to ambulance. And that's becoming an issue. And, we did what we can, or we could for a while and have a Band-Aid on it, but now it's going to be liability. Especially if there's a shooting we don't know about, we're going to, we can't talk to the cops or anything that's at Crane or Burn City or anywhere, accidents and things like that. So we will look into it. I'll have everything ready for you. I'll have the quotes and I'll have justifications on why we need it. We're looking at a couple radios right now. So, and what I'm asking for, I'm not going to tell you right now because you'll get it in your email and everything, but it's personnel and it's apparatuses as well. So these will be hopefully dual bands, so we can, have 800 capability on them as well, and be digitals on them. So just be prepared for that. That way you guys will have that. I said always give you guys a heads up and everything else. So if you have questions, stuff, you can always contact me before the meeting. That way when the meeting comes, we can iron it out for them.
Eric, is that something that can really wait? I mean, you said shootings or emergencies, I mean, sounds like it's pretty.
I think, is it something we can wait?
Sounds like me.
I'd rather get it now, but at the same time, we have a system in place that's working barely. We do have phone calls, we do talk, can talk to dispatch and they can always relay. Not that there's
Just like yesterday out here, my information had to go through dispatch, and then dispatch had to relay it to him, and it was pretty vital medical information. Do we have time to wait a month? I mean, if something needs to be done.
No, to be honest with you, do we have time?
We've been talking about
do
this
it
for a long
yesterday.
time.
I would do it yesterday. Matter of fact, I want to do it a year ago. But it's always, and I'll be honest with you, it's always a money issue every time I bring stuff up. Well, let's wait on it. Let's look at this, look at that.
As a council, if it's life and death, we're not gonna sit around and think about money.
Yeah.
If something needs to do it, let's do it.
Yeah, it's a must. It is a must. And, and we've asked the EMA director, because I found out from other counties that their EMAs, they'll get grants and get them 800 radios. It's not working on our end, so we're gonna have to do another one. We looked at some that were, to be honest with you, we looked at a radio that's dual band, it's $2,500 a piece. So they're not cheap. What are the 800s? Like $7,500? Ones that.
Yeah, but there's some that just are, I've had a radio before, it's over $10,000.
Yeah. We're not asking for
depends
top.
on what you get, but your prices do vary.
I don't want to interrupt the board of works
No.
meeting, but we're not talking about council meeting now, but something you can get some numbers, get it from there, they can approve it, we can approve it, we can get it done. I don't want somebody to lose their life. because
No,
we're
and I appreciate that.
Let's do it.
You can do that via
There's
email
such-
real quick, I think.
Their situation was like the police department's a year and a half, 2 years when we came in. The radios, you couldn't talk, and that's about where we're at here.
Well, let's just do it.
So-
These radios we have, ended up getting 31 radios for $11,000.
Yeah.
And these radios, they work. It's just now, when we get further north, they can't hear us. County can't hear us or anything like that. We can't talk to the sheriff's department stuff. So yeah, no, I'll get on that.
Everything's gonna go digital anyway.
Everything's going digital. So Davis County's already digital. I'm pretty sure Du Bois is.
Yeah.
If not,
you
we're getting
use
close.
all 800.
All 800.
They're going digital, yeah.
But you said you can get pretty quick.
Yeah, because I talked
He's
to.
got it, we've talked. I know what the number is.
These guys do it, then we'll go on where we get. Let's just
Do you know what, not to exceed them?
Yeah.
Well, for
Never give you
the personnel that we have is 30, that's $75,000 just for the personnel. That's not our trucks. cause all vehicles will have to be vet. You know, so, you know, that's at $25 a piece. So, do we have to apply all 30? I'm gonna say yes, because not everybody can respond to everything. It's not like we can pass out radios if people show up to runs. Everybody needs a radio. They may be responding from work or home, or traveling from work to home, and things like that. But yeah, we're looking at 30 radios, and then whatever, how many apparatuses we have.
Now to bring up apparatus, I left my phone in there and you sent me a text. Would you mind pulling that text up? Because Chief and I have been talking, and can't get with his other, members. At some point, we're gonna have to start looking at other apparatus, replace what we have, because read the years off,
Engine 1 is 2008. Engine 2 is a 1990. Ladder 5 is a 1990. Our tanker is a 1984. Our squad's a 1998. Command 1 is a 2012. Command 2 is a 2009. The QA6 is a 2001, and Truck 4 is a 82. So we have 2 vehicles that are 82, but I'm never gonna get a Truck 4. That thing runs like a beast. That thing keeps running and trucking. It does our job.
But our fire trucks are several decades old.
They're 18 years old on one, and you're looking at 36 on the other. So, actually,
And they're good, but at some point, we gotta look at replacing them, because you're gonna get to the point where you can't get parts, your packings go bad. I mean, even though they get them out and test them and work every once in a while, do stuff, letting them sit the packings and stuff like that.
But too, it's anything mechanical like that, after 20 years, they've redesigned and the parts are no longer available when it becomes 25, 30 years old.
Yep.
And we can get a decent truck for $300,000 to $500,000. I'm not asking for a new one, and a lot of times the FEMA grants are hard to get, and to be honest with you, I hear they're going to go away on some. So, if we can find something that would be within our reason,
The reason I bring this up, because I like to see us start setting back $50,000 a year somehow, somewhere. So when it comes time to it, we've got some money there to help offset whatever we're gonna do.
And I know Chief's worked in some of his capital investment stuff in his budget, so that's gonna help out a little bit too. Is there any way we can start doing a tour like we do with the wastewater with you guys?
yeah, every first Monday of the month, I've always invited you guys to our meetings.
Okay.
You come and check it out. I mean, it's at 6 o'clock in the evening. Not really available during the day because we all have our jobs and stuff, but
But you guys have a stated meeting or something then, right?
yeah,
So
every
it's
Monday.
kinda hard to do a tour then, or?
No,
Okay, cause I mean, I'd wanna see all the equipment, kinda get a better idea, and I'm sure the council would too, the city council would too, so get
Yeah.
a better idea where you stand and what you might need, and
because right now our engine 1 is down at the Southside Station, so we can get that camper in here for now. And then we're gonna do some shuffling around on apparatuses and everything, so. I think our plan is to bring the tanker up here, and with the squad will be up here. That way, we have our engines in one spot.
Okay.
Any other questions? And I'll give you that information.
Plowed a lot of snow.
Still got a lot to move.
Yeah, still dealing with the snow. 279 office calls, 63 service calls, 69 line locates, 1.32 million gallons sold to Davies County Rural Water. The water treatment plant with 12.9 million gallons pumped for the month of January. 417,000 gallon average daily flow. And in wastewater, we had 11.5 million gallons treated, putting the plant at 37% capacity.
Thanks.
And I can send Daniel with a summary for the year 2025 next month. He give you an overall annual flow and capacity if you're interested in it.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure someone would like to see that.
Mhm.
I got on my notes here to bring it up. Bo did bring it up on snow removal. I just wanna say that employees did a great job. They're still doing a good job on the snow removal.
3 trucks, yeah.
Yeah. 3 out of 6 trucks. So just to clarify that was we had, the 3 new trucks that we got in, were supposed to be in like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, that 2 of them got damaged by hail, so it took longer than time we got everything, everybody's all scheduled it, get the blades on, and, then they ordered some wrong stuff, so instead of having 6 trucks to plow snow, we had 3 plus the backhoe and the skid loader. But still, for the lack of the 3 and the 3 that we had, I think they did an excellent job. It takes a long time to push that much snow and move it.
The 2 days of the snow event, it was difficult to keep ahead of it. So we concentrated on the main roads.
Yep.
For the most part, trying to keep them clean and making passes on the secondary roads. Yeah.
Were we able to buy salt from the county for our bad spots?
They did buy some.
We got 3 loads, salt mixed with rock and sand, so.
Good.
Yeah, we did put 3 loads down. I think it was like $1,600 some dollars for the 3 loads. I can't, $138 a ton, somewhere in there. But anyway, yeah, we did that. So we got that down.
That's nice of them to do that for us.
Yeah. So, Chief.
January numbers, we had 88 calls for service. 18 case numbers were pulled within the city. So that could be criminal investigations, that could be accidents, things of that nature. At 34 traffic stops, 3 tickets where individuals were cited, and 31 warnings. That does not include any kind of other verbal warnings while they were on the stop. We had 7 incidents that where individuals were arrested or received criminal charges. 3 individuals actually went to jail. Others were actually cited into court or received criminal charges through the mail, and they'll be appointed a court date. And then we have 2 long-term investigations that are still carrying over from January to what we're currently working.
Well, thank you. Well, if nothing else, anybody else got anything real quick? I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Coach, I think you might be a little bit thinned out there.
Yeah, probably stuff I thought might be needed.
Go ahead and call to order the City of Loogootee Common Council. If we can all stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nick Smith,
Here.
Mark McAtee.
Here.
Gary Holly,
Here.
Mike Engelman,
Present.
Charles Rayhill.
Here.
Mayor Brian Nader.
Here.
Mary Hughes.
Present.
And Clerk Treasurer Wood.
You had a chance to review the minutes. Get a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Carol, you second?
Yep.
Second, Carol, all in favor?
Right.
You all had a chance to review the claims?
Yeah, they all look pretty standard, yeah.
Is that your vote?
Second claims.
Okay, got a motion by Mark,
I'll second.
second by Buck or Jeremy. All in favor?
Aye.
New business, public works requests. Coach, you were wanting some stuff on this, and that was as far as since it's involved spending money.
Well, it just gives us an chance to discuss some of this, you know.
That's fine.
There's a couple things from my perspective. Voted tonight, Board of Works 5,000 to start cleanup out there. Said that maybe the first stage of 4 or 5 stages. I'd kind of like to get an idea relatively soon what others
Other
are
stages.
going to happen, and maybe get estimates so we kind of have an idea of what's coming.
Well, eventually, I know we talked about moving the helipad out there at some point, up to the front end of all that, and that'd be one of the stages too. Cause part of that would be one of the another stage, got to get everything fenced in out there, getting cameras. Aspect of it, so yeah.
There's 2 other things that we've already voted on in the past, and that was one of them crushing the concrete.
Yep.
Just move all that, and that was already voted on.
And pouring the pad, the concrete.
Pouring the pad.
Yeah, so.
Gotta get it kind of leveled out. And stuff like that, so.
From the perspective of these items, these are regular maintenance issues that need to be addressed on an annual basis, correct?
Well, you know, it's like down the old industrial park. It was always just junk. You know, we had a place where you had a rock and stone and stuff like that, sand, but there's so much other stuff that just spread out. What we're trying to do is get it set up out there where everything's got its place. You know, we're gonna have, you know, when you do your compost for the leaves, where we have our stone, our rock, you know, we wanna have it set up. We've got that wood chipper that when we get tree limbs and stuff brought out there, you know, we can set that up and shred it in a place, and that's where it goes instead of having stuff just scattered all over the place. So it's more of an organizational, as long as the maintenance, you know, with everything else, so yes.
If we set it up right, we might be able to sell some of that stuff back to the community, like the chipper can set up and do mulch, or we have all the millings and stuff, we might be able to sell that back to the community too. Make some money on it too, if we set it up right.
Yeah. And we are in the process, like I said, we discussed earlier, of a yard waste, you know, always before everybody just go down there and dump stuff. Well, you get the cameras set up got a grant for $1.1 million or something like that, so it's in their best interest.
Bo, is 12 years about the average life of those tractors? Is that
Well, when I started working here, they had a John Deere tractor that's even smaller than the one we got now. I think they got it back maybe in the eighties. Well, it had to be in the eighties, because I started in '88. And it kind of fell apart, but, so, yeah, it was 30 years old. We're just looking at trying to be able to do different things and have a bigger tractor.
Well, and you said earlier though, if you don't hit it the right way, you're gonna end up having that thing go up on you, so it's more of a safety issue too.
Out in the well field, especially brush hogging out there, if they get out of kilter a little bit, it'll go up, it'll get airborne on the front end. It's really not safe for some of these guys that don't have any.
Anything else? So we covered the public works and water works agendas, now pay applications.
Okay, do you have any?
Okay, they didn't have, okay, thought they was gonna have one in for that other. Okay, that's what I thought we was gonna do, still holds, I think it's still gonna hold 16% back or something like that. 16,000, yeah, okay. Okay, ordinances, got a few ordinances here.
Okay. The first ordinance is to prohibit parking alongside the city square. Wherefore there shall be no parking alongside the city square on Public Street, Main Street, and North Line Street.
We wanna add on to that 231 too. Cause there's no
We can-
parking there.
I mean, it's a state road anyway, I don't.
it's just around the triangle square, whatever that is?
Yeah.
Is there a fine if they do?
Well, we can,
Isn't-
we can, I mean, we can issue, well, I imagine there's a parking violation ordinance. I did not take a look at that, but it's probably already in there. I mean, you can always put a specific different
Right, I'm just,
fine and,
What's a parking violation ticket?
I'd have to look up for sure. Off the top of my head there.
Sound's working, but the video's froze. I have someone watching that telling me, so. It may kick off.
Usually someone pulls over there along the highways, they, usually a semi pulls there. Has their head lights off for a few minutes and they take off, so anyway. So you guys wanna,
well, I mean, you know, we got guys down there working now, they're parking there, so
Yep.
eliminate all that.
yep. We can do a second reading for next month, or we can suspend the rules and pass it this time.
We'll do a second reading.
Okay. All right,
next is an ordinance establishing rules for park trails. That no vehicles, bicycles, and skateboards of any kind whatsoever shall be allowed on city parks with the exception of devices specifically designed to assist those with disabilities.
That includes the pavilion.
that's, yeah. 'Cause what we got out at the city park mainly is we have bicycles and electric bikes out there running around and people trying to,
Scooters.
yeah, take and walk and they don't get out of the way or they get in the way or something like that. It's just dangerous and it's not designed for that. It's designed for walking. So you can pass that now or suspend the rules or do a second reading.
Do a second reading.
Okay?
Next ordinance, naming the green space. Whereas there is an area located between Church Street, Railroad Street, and First Street. Whereas the area has been informally known as the green space. Wherefore the said area shall be known as the Loogootee Community Pavilion.
Make a motion, we accept it as presented.
Second.
Also make a motion, we suspend the rules and make it effective immediately.
Need a second on that?
I did.
Okay, Mark? All in favor?
Aye.
On both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
And finally, ordinance naming the city square fountain. Wherefore the official name of the fountain located on the city square shall be Lions Legacy Fountain.
I think we need a second reading on that.
What's the rest of the council wanna do?
I'll second.
With Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Be it for the ordinances then.
okay, bring them back up next month. Oak Street Apartments, I was gonna have some pictures and stuff, but I could not get them to pull up, on what I was sent, but next month, Joe will have us a nice update down there. They have got the footers poured, plumbing and stuff is in. I think they may have poured the concrete for the actual foundation and everything. Is drove down there today, it's kinda hard to see, but I thought they had plastic or the insulated, blankets on it all down there, so things are moving along. They were about 30 days ahead of schedule, but now since the weather hit, they're running about where they need to be. But once the weather breaks, they feel like they'll pick that back up and get ahead of schedule again. So things are going well down there, and looking for a more productive or better update for next month here. He had to go up to a meeting out in the East Coast, so.
Is it true that I think he said, he told me he had 30-some applications already.
I think there's 30 plus out there, yeah. Yeah. So there are people getting online, filling out and stuff like that, so the goal is about this time next year, is the completion date on that, from my understanding. It's all contingent on weather and everything, so hopefully we get some good weather and don't have a bunch of rain this spring and all summer like we did last year, and they can move along. But once they get underneath the roof, though, they can still do a lot of things, so, but they're, moving along.
Is there an application process link on our city page, or I don't know, but I'm just asking.
That's,
It was on the website and it was on our Facebook page. I mean,
Because I mean, people might be listening to this and I want to know how to get to it, so if it's on the city page or something.
it was there. I will double check to make sure.
I see the city's also got the digital speed limit placed around Bloomfield Road and the Park Street.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that one on Bloomfield Road working?
No.
Yes.
The one on the north end was working. Battery's gone dead. I don't know if they pulled them out today to charge them back up.
We had 2 sets of batteries, so it should be.
The other sets of batteries that we've got were dead flat and wouldn't charge.
Okay, we need to get a hold of them.
They are work.
Okay.
The one going north wasn't working either, coming up Bloomfield Road. Is that the one you're talking about?
They went dead flat and won't charge.
Okay.
And it's, I believe Daniel said sometime in March, possibly. They're on back order. But they were supposed to pull the batteries out of the one on the north end of Bloomfield Road today to charge them back up.
Are they all up in town now, or still got 2 more? Okay.
So, we put them up a month ago, month ago. Yeah.
The solar ones working fine as far as I know.
2 quick things. One, I'd ask for a kind of a total expenditure of what we spent for Christmas downtown, so we can get an idea of what we want to do next year. Do we know where that's at?
We spent right around 15,000
Altogether for everything?
as far as new stuff. Yes. Now when you bring in the deer and some of the other activities, it was more than that. So yeah, the deer. Let's see, the skating rink was $8,000. The deer was 1,800, I think. I think what else we had now.
Heard a lot of positive feedback about that, plus Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Yeah, and then also during the parade, we had Ernie, Martin and his wife, it was the Grand Marshal, and found out afterwards that they had to disembark on the carriage because the horse got spooked or something and took a lift, so we're gonna have them back this year for the Summerfest Grand Marshal, so they did not get through everything, and it was beyond our control, but they had a brand new horse they brought up apparently, and I guess the lights and sirens a little bit spooked them or something. So anyway, it took a little bit to get the horse calmed down and everything, but they had to get off, and apologize for that. Nothing we could do, but I told Ernie that we'd have him back this summer for the Summerfest as a Grand Marshal. So other than that,
That gives us an idea, for next year.
I think next year, I'm gonna say right now, you're probably, I'd shoot for 20 or 25 grand.
Oh, you can shoot.
No.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And 2, while we're here, we got to do something about these meeting recordings. Lori shouldn't have to wear herself sick with these. Every meeting she's worried, she's on her phone. Are they recording? Are they not recording? We need to get somebody in here.
That's her setup.
Oh, I know, and she's done a good job, but she ought to be able to come in and do a button and it records and it's the same every month and it's not, to me, I've had enough. Let's do something with it to where it's easier for her and we can get these things recorded and done. Okay, I mean, no, I mean,
She's taking care of all that, so it's,
yeah, I
she's
mean,
frustrated, I
whatever
know.
you need to do, because we gotta take this, it's too much.
At this point, I'm thinking I probably need a new laptop. That's probably one of the issues with this old laptop. It's very old. But the camera's new, wiring direct. The only thing really that hasn't been updated is that laptop. And it's probably 6 or 7 years old. And I didn't want to update it because we only used it for this. But it's probably gonna.
Yeah, but I get a lot of people saying they like to watch these at home and, you know, it cuts in and out and it's not fair to you. I mean, we gotta get something that you feel comfortable with and just push a button, it works. So let's do
This
that.
is the easiest system we've had so far, this camera. It's just, like I said, I need to get the laptop, like, that's the next step.
We'll do the firmware in your soft laptop too.
You can get them off the
Mm-hmm.
Should do the
keyboard.
firmware in your laptop.
I've been keeping it updated as much as I can, but it's outdated enough that you can't update
Well,
it.
you can upgrade the software, but you can't upgrade the firmware.
Yeah,
Can you get one off T-Move for you?
I don't think I'll probably go on TV.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead, get what you need. Get what you need. And we'll go from there. Let's make it
Tom's
easy on
been
yourself.
helping me look, and he's been telling me for a couple of years, you need a computer, that's the problem.
Well, listen to it.
I know, it's hard, it's really hard to listen to your significant other.
There you go. All right. Anything else?
So Mayor, I forgot to bring it up during the Board of Works, but Mark brought up a good point about the, usage properties and stuff. And I was gonna bring it up during our meeting about having, the building inspector give us a list every month of what he's dealing with, so that all the council and the Board of Works knows what they're dealing with too. And if we get, somebody gives you a call like Mark got, he can look at that and say, yes, this property.
I can get a call, I got a personal letter.
At least if we get that every month, then that might help us out a little bit.
Yeah, we had a department head meeting last Monday, and he wasn't able to make it there due to a death in the family on his wife's side, so. But that was one of the things that we wanted to address, because when we have our department head meetings, we make sure we got stuff up there so everybody knows what's going on. Who
I
wants
have
to
a question. On Eric Radio, are we going ahead ordering them? Are we waiting? Are commissioners pay for that out of that? Are we waiting? I just don't.
I think if he gets the numbers and gives them to the mayor, the mayor's good with the numbers, I'm okay with that if you guys are.
Yeah. I am.
We need a
Yes, that's
vote,
a motion.
contingent on his numbers,
Need
then
a motion for that?
Yes.
I make the motion, or.
Go ahead.
No,
All right.
You wanted, I was just, if we knew what fund it was coming out of,
Lit.
you wanna make a motion then?
I make motion, the fire chief get the numbers, get them to the mayor, to the mayor's satisfaction. We go ahead and get them purchased as soon as possible, money come out of the lit fund. You do my motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You think it's gonna be that easy?
Try to be conservative.
Okay. Ask for someone to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
They are low sitters. They are low sitters.
Yeah.